Welcome back to the Peaceful and Purposeful Virtual Retreat. I am super excited to have Katharine Chestnut with us today. She is a mindfulness guide, an author, and founder of the Mindful Life community. She's known for her grounded wisdom and honest humor, and she helps ambitious women release perfectionism, heal from overwork, and create peace just because they can. She's been featured in Bold Journey, Hey Girl, You Can, Be a Millionaire Mom, Calm the Chaos, and Finding Your Way. Catherine, welcome to the retreat.
Thank you so much for having me, Stacy. I really am grateful to be here.
So today you would like to talk to us about peace that it's not earned, it's remembered. And I feel like this is such an important topic for us because there's a lot of people like putting peace out there. Yeah, find your peace, make your peace, whatever. And it's kind of become kind of a cliche type of term. And many of us were taught that peace comes after we've done enough, like after the work, after the service, after the striving. So, what challenged you? What inspired you actually to challenge that belief and teach that peace is something we remember and not something that we earn?
I think I was searching for that myself for years. I can't tell you how many self help books I read, how many wellness or mindfulness retreats that I went to, because I knew that I was missing a balance because I was a very, very high achieving, ambitious corporate. I did that for 30 years. And I was also a mom. I used to cook dinner on Sunday for the week for my family if I had to travel. And there was a time where I was traveling a lot. And I always felt like, especially during that time, it was okay. Um, I'll be able to rest after I'm done. I was famous for saying I'll sleep on the airplane because I felt like there was never any rest. And what I eventually came to discover is that the peace was never gone. It was always here. I was just too busy performing to be able to feel it. I had to learn the hard way that peace isn't a reward for, killing yourself. It's what we do when we stop striving so hard.
Absolutely. I think that's really an important point, something that's just always there. It's a matter of whether you take the time to see it. I don't think that we really take that perspective a whole lot. Now, as a fellow high achieving overachiever perfectionist over here, you talk about fix it mode and especially how high achieving women and mothers in particular, we live in constant overdrive. And again, that I'm raising my hand over here. How can someone begin to recognize when they've slipped into that state? And what's one mindful practice they can use to reset in the moment?
Well, I discovered that I was in fix it mode when I was constantly trying to solve a problem, prove myself worthy of being vice president or a good mom or part of the PTA, whatever. And I was constantly doing that. And realized I was doing it because whenever something would come up, I would immediately launch. I just dive in and fix it because people would ask me, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm the woman that gets things done." The anecdote was just a pause. This is what you do, what you can do to remind your body that it's safe. And I just call it pause before proving. Just take one deep breath before you say yes to anything. 60 seconds. In fact, I created I wanted it to be 1 minute, but I couldn't manage to get it down to 1 minute. It's like 90 seconds. It's a 90-second meditation. If that's all I get, I'm going to take it. That is enough for me to relax, feel safe, and then I can come at whatever's coming my way from a place of calm, and I'm much more clear about what I need to do.
Absolutely. And that is a very actionable way and easy to kind of put that into our daily routine. So a lot of women feel guilty slowing down, even if they're burned out. How do you help women reframe rest and stillness as something sacred rather than selfish?
I feel like rest is not withdrawing, into yourself. I feel like rest is really worshiping yourself and the universe and how we are meant to be. It's how we get to come back to the truth that we were never meant to hustle for our worth. If we honor our stillness, we're not quitting. We are just choosing to actively receive what is already ours.
Absolutely. I think we kind of lose that thought process.
It's really easy. You and I have been there.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that peace is already within us. It just gets buried under all this noise, expectations, roles. So, what are some ways that women can reconnect with their core identity beneath the titles of mother, partner, or caregiver?
A lot of us know that, who you are for everybody else. When you first meet somebody, what do you do? I've actually had to train myself not to ask that question because we do that. What do you do? What do you do for a living? And instead of who are you? Because we are here for ourselves and for the whole universe. So when I find myself starting to slip into that, I'm a business owner, I'm an author, I'm a coach, whatever, I go back to my journal and I use a very simple journaling prompt. And I write, I am whatever it happens to be, even when I'm not. Start that. So I am, I don't know, funny, spiritual, whatever it is, even when I'm not being mom, because I'm taking that doing and coming back to me because we're human beings, not human doings. And this is a gentle way to meet ourselves that is more than just what we achieve.
Exactly. I think we get really caught up in that who we are and all the roles that we perform and that they are separate things. All my achievements are one thing, but they're not who I am at the core. I think that's a good way to look at it. For the mom who's listening, who feels stretched thin and disconnected, what's one small doable practice she could start today to remember her peace, even in the middle of the chaos?
Here's a secret. When there's chaos going on around me, I will just excuse myself and go to the ladies' room. I will put in my earbuds if I have to and just listen to ambient music and breathe into my body. Just perhaps do a breathwork meditation or that 90-second meditation to just stop multitasking. Even if it's just for a minute or two, to just leave the kids, leave whatever people are asking me to do something and just be me. Now, perhaps it's you get up in the morning and you go and sip your coffee on the porch and appreciate you know, everything around us and just breathe and think of something kind about yourself. Just a couple minutes. A small act of presence reminds your whole body that peace was never gone. It was just waiting for us to pay attention to it again.
Absolutely. I know you have a freebie for our listeners today. For mindfulness exercises, soothing self care when minutes matter. I feel like it's a good place to piggyback off of heading to the ladies' room. Tell us a little bit about that.
I wrote this because there are lots of different ways to practice mindfulness. And I didn't really think of a lot of the things that I did as mindfulness. I thought mindfulness meant, silent meditation, or there's so many things. I wanted it also to be accessible to anybody. Just pick one little thing, whether it be journaling for a couple minutes about I am or I am a human being, just any affirmations like that. It takes away that whole like I'm organizing, I'm I'm getting this done, I'm getting that done. It's quick, it's practical, it's just a couple minutes and you can do it when you're sitting waiting in the carpool, which I've been known to do, instead of doing email on my phone or on a work call. I also incorporate it into bedtime, letting myself release stress. They're all really simple things, and they're just designed to move you from reactive to relaxed. So you can bring calm and clarity into the rest of your day and all the hundreds and thousands of decisions that we have to do every single day.
Absolutely. Well, Catherine, thank you so much. You've given us lots of great actionable tips in order to find that peace and reconnect with it. We know it's in there. I really love your whole take on this, and I love this whole conversation. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me, Stacy.